Have you ever sat down to work on your content, but instead of creating, you just stare? Not because you have nothing to say, not because you don't know where to start, but because something inside you is quietly resisting and you're not entirely sure why. I want you to know that this is not you. It's not your fault. It is not a flaw. It's actually a signal. And by the end of this episode, you'll be able to identify what your content actually needs from you right now, not based on what everyone else is doing, but based on where you genuinely are. Hello, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to this week's episode of the Content with Heart podcast. I hope you are having a productive and connective week. I've had 2 walks with friends this week, and it's been so lovely to be out in the autumn weather and connecting and moving my body at the same time. There has been plenty of sunshine in my part of the world at the moment, and I always find that's good for the soul too. Anyway, let's tackle today's topic around knowing what your content needs from you right now and how to implement it. Now, last week in episode 210, I spoke about the 5 stages of content growth. So you might want to go back and listen to that one to give you a bit of grounding and a deeper understanding of today's episode. I feel like content is such a huge piece of our business growth and our success as well, whether we like it or not. I saw a really interesting reel this week, and it was about the food trucks at the Sydney Royal Easter Show and how some would have really huge lines and others, even next door to those, would have no line at all. And it came down to social media presence. Now, I know that food service is not the same as our beautiful service-based businesses. And yes, some of that social media presence was likely due to paid influencer content, but the essence remains the same. Your visibility can definitely impact your success. Now, I'm not advocating here that you should go and double down on socials. Most definitely not. But what I am highlighting here is really the importance of content in general. Now, knowing this and knowing how many people, especially my beautiful heart-led entrepreneurs like yourself, knowing how you struggle with content creation, whether it's due to overwhelm, procrastination, inconsistency, I really want you to understand that this is due to a much deeper alignment issue. And we're going to talk about that today. Most people treat resistance, whether it's with content creation, whether it's their business, something in life, they tend to treat resistance, overwhelm, or even inconsistency as productivity problems. So they try to fix them with maybe more structure, with more strategy, with more accountability. And sometimes that works, and that's great. But often it doesn't, because the strategy or what you're trying to implement doesn't match who you are or where you are in your life and business right now. When your actions don't match where you actually are right now, so if you're trying to do something that's far more advanced than the skills or the knowledge that you have, as an example, everything feels harder than it should. So when you adapt a particular content tactic and it takes you longer than it really should, I'm not talking about getting out of your comfort zone. I'm talking about something that feels hard to action when it shouldn't. The cost isn't just wasted time here. It's that really underlying quiet erosion of trust in yourself and your confidence in your content. And it's really crazy. I think the number of times that I've spoken to someone and their confidence is at an all-time low because they've tried a particular tactic and it hasn't worked. So they see themselves as a failure when they really expected it to be the magic pill that fixed everything in their business and was going to make them like a bucket load of money. And that breaks my heart. So please know that that's not you. So feeling and being aware of the resistance that you're feeling, especially when you're creating content, isn't about slowing down. It's really about doing the right thing at the right time, which actually, I guess, speeds everything up in the long run. So I want you to see, I guess, here that there are often patterns inside the resistance. And once you can see them for what they are, I find that you stop fighting yourself or you stop second guessing yourself and really start moving forward. So I want to share how you can see them and how you can take action on them as well. So I've already said that, this resistance that you're feeling is really a message. It's a signal that's being sent to you. It's not a fault of yours. You really need to sit and think about that feeling that has brought you to where you are today. And those common forms of, resistance that we feel are things like procrastination, over researching, perfectionism, inconsistency, all of these things. They're not personality flaws. They're not something that you have to fix. They're actually patterns that show up at predictable points, and particularly in the content journey as well. So think about those 5 stages of your content journey of connect, align, become, impact, and inspire. And once again, if you want to know more about those, go back to episode 210 to find out more. But that moment when you stop asking, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do it? And instead start asking, what does this signal mean? What is it trying to tell me? I think that the opportunities really open up, and that is really going to help you move forward. So an example of this might be when you keep rewriting the same caption for social media over and over and over again, and you never actually post it. It's not that you can't write the caption, you can. You've proven that to yourself. Anyone can write a caption. It actually might be a signal that you haven't really gotten clear yet on who you're writing for. And that is a connect stage need. Or, maybe you're showing up really consistently, you're posting, you're creating. And from the outside, it probably looks like you've got it all together. But inside, something feels slightly flat or slightly off. And you find that the effort is there, but the results aren't quite matching the effort. And you've really started to wonder whether you're doing the right things or whether you're just staying busy. And that restlessness or that feeling, that self-doubt isn't, once again, it's not about you. It's not failing. It's just a signal that you're ready for more cohesion, that your content has grown, but perhaps the strategy that's holding it together hasn't quite caught up yet. And this is an impact stage need. So the goal here is to notice these patterns and become aware of them and see the signals that something's not quite right. Now, if I'm going to kind of like bunch these signals together and give you an idea, a really good idea of what you could be looking for, the 3 signals are around spinning, stagnation, and almost working. So the spinning signal is probably where you're consuming more than you're creating. You jump between ideas. You're not finishing things totally. And this often shows up in the earlier stages of your content journey of connect and align. So the need here, the answer here is clarity and focus, not more input from outside experts or outside coaches. It's really time to trust yourself and take small steps forward. And just know that you can be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years into your business and still feel these beginning stages signals. Now, the second signal is the stagnation signal. So you know what to do, but you're not doing it. You're stuck between that knowing what to do and becoming what you need to do. And the need here is often your identity. This is a really tough one, and stepping into who you're becoming. And not just getting more things, more systems, more procedures. This is really about taking what you've learnt, taking what you know, and trusting yourself and having the confidence to step into that person that you need to be. And the last signal is the almost working signal. So this might be where you're creating content consistently, but something feels slightly off. Maybe perhaps the results aren't quite landing, you're not getting the outcome that you want from your piece of content. And this is often an impact stage signal. So the strategy is there, but the cohesion is missing. So knowing those 3 signals, I want you to ask yourself right now, which of these patterns feels most familiar to me right now? If you're feeling a little bit stuck with your content, what is it that is making me feel stuck? And the answer will point you towards what your content actually needs. The biggest mistake I see is people doing work or strategies that are more advanced than where they are right now. And where you are right now is great. It's fine. It is perfect. It doesn't matter if you're at the beginning. It doesn't matter if you're in the middle. where you are right now is where you are right now. So when you start to match your actions, what you're doing, to the stage that you're at, then even small steps can create real momentum for you. You don't need to do everything. You don't need to do hashtag all the things. You just need to do the right thing for you right now. And that is just simply about understanding what stage you're in terms of your content growth journey and matching your actions to it. So if you're in the connect stage, get clear on that one person that you're speaking to and that one platform that you are going to conquer before anything else. If you're in the align stage, stop starting new ideas and really commit to finishing one piece of content with clear intention. If you're in the become phase, you're going to focus on the simple system that can make showing up feel so much easier. And if you're impact or inspire, then it's looking for those gaps in cohesion, not gaps in the volume of content that you're creating. So if you would love to get clear on what stage you're at, simply drop me a DM on Instagram and we can have a chat about it. Because once you have sat with where you are in your content stage growth journey and figured out exactly what you need to focus on, you can then switch that chaotic or even foggy feeling into true clarity. And that clarity, I feel, doesn't come from, I don't know, thinking harder or strategizing more. It really comes from simplifying things because when everything feels like it needs to happen at once, and this is such a big challenge, so many people come to me with, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to put this piece together. What do I do here? Really, that's a cue to pause and ask, what's the one thing that would make the biggest difference right now? In my most recent email to my email list, I told a story about how the other day I felt really stuck. I just felt really stuck in where I was in my business, what I was doing with my content. So I actually turned to Kajabi's new AI tool, which is called Co-founder. And within minutes, we'd really simplified my offers and fine-tuned an email sequence. And I've now moved on to redefining one of my beautiful courses that I've made, and having that pathway and having a direction has given me so much more clarity. It really reduces the decision load because, you know, the more choices that you have open simultaneously, the harder it is to make one. You know, that trick that you do to help toddlers get dressed? Don't ask them what they want to wear because that decision is far too overwhelming, may lead to a meltdown. Instead, just give them two choices and it's far easier. They still feel like they have control over what they're going to wear and it's less likely to end in tears. So if there's too many tabs open in your brain right now, let's close a few, because knowing yourself as a content creator, having an awareness of where you are in your content journey is one of the greatest assets. It's, you know, not about having a strategy. It's not about having a template, but knowing about how you work best. And that is the most important thing. It's far more important than knowing the exact tactic or the exact strategy or the exact thing that you need to hack the algorithm. Knowing you is where you need to start. So this is why I love my quiz, the Content Creator Archetype, because it matters so much. When you know the way that you're really naturally wired to create, that fog lifts and you stop trying to do things someone else's way and be yourself. So if you haven't already done my quiz, there's 8 easy questions and you'll find out exactly how you are wired to create content. The link is down in the show notes. Because quite simply, there is no one right way to create content, despite what you are being told out there. There is no one way to create content. Socials are not better than emails. Emails are not better than blogs. Blogs are not better than podcasts. It's really up to you. It's how you love to create content and how you're wired to create content. One thing that absolutely drives me crazy, and it is the catalyst of one of my core beliefs and what my message is really based upon, and that's that there are people out there who are teaching you what you should be doing with your content. And that's I don't know. I feel like that's crazy and it's kind of manipulative. I think that there is a reason that some tactics and strategies feel like effortless, like super easy for others, but exhausting for you. And it's not because you're doing it wrong, right? It's really that your content creator archetype is essentially your natural style. So, how you think, how you communicate, what energizes you, what drains you, all of these things. And when you understand your archetype, then you can, release that feeling of FOMO, release that feeling of wanting to copy strategies that don't fit and start building an approach that really feels like you. And this isn't about putting yourself into a box either. It's not about you are a planner archetype or you are a free spirit or a collector or the observer. It's not about boxing you in. It's about having that compass that really helps you make better decisions and faster. So if you're someone who creates best through maybe like deep, exploratory, long form thought leadership, but you've been forcing yourself to do like these, punchy, trend led reels every day, of course it's going to feel hard for you because it's not you. It may be what's working for some people right now, but it's not you. It's a mismatch. So, like I said, if you haven't done the quiz yet, head on down to the show notes to find out what type of content creator you are and how to use it to your advantage. Okay, we've reached that point in the episode where I love to give you a few questions to really stop and think about how you can embody, how you can action the ideas in this episode today. So the first question for you is, which of the three patterns, spinning, stagnation, or almost working, feels most familiar for me right now? Number two is, when I notice myself consuming more than I'm creating, what am I actually looking for? And is more information really going to give it to me? And number three, do I know how I'm naturally wired to create? And am I honoring that or working against it? Okay, I feel like we've gone through a lot in this episode today. So let's just do a little summary here. Your current feeling about content is trying to tell you something. So stop, pause, and listen and tune into it. The resistance, the fog, the inconsistency, whatever you're feeling, none of this is random and none of it means that you're doing things wrong or that you are failing. It just means that you are in a stage and that stage has something specific it needs from you. And when you learn to listen to these signals, when you stop forcing and start following what's actually true for you, then content creation stops being something that you have to push through or really hustle. And it becomes something that you move through with a lot more ease. So remember, the next clearest step is always more simpler than you think. With heart, always.